Christian.
Hey Shelly.
How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for coming out today.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Sure. What can I help you with today?
Well, I play a lot of golf with Jason Bobbitt, who I know you teach, and he has such a wonderful short game. So
He's a good player.
It seems to be where I'm struggling. He just gets up and down a lot, and I don't. So I'm a decent golfer. I'm right around a 5 or a 6 handicap.
Okay. But just not don't have a lot of confidence with the short game right now.
I know that's where I'm losing shots,
Okay.
and I'd like to bring that handicap down. So.
Okay. How long have you been playing golf?
Pretty much since like high school. I played a little on the high school team.
Okay.
And it's been my main hobby for at least the last 10 years. But
Okay. What do you do? Do you work?
I'm a teacher.
Okay. What do you teach?
AP English over at St. Pius, the high school here
Oh,
in
yeah.
town.
So I've heard it's a great school. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's been pleasant.
How
I
long
got a
have you
good
been
staff.
teaching?
3 years.
Okay. Nice. Are you from Albuquerque?
Nope, I'm originally from South Dakota.
Okay. It's cold up
So,
there.
Yeah, well, this has been a nice step. I'm not a big fan of a lot of heat, but I've enjoyed it here in Albuquerque.
Yeah, well, good. Yeah, it is. It is nice. It's nice that we have we have the 4 seasons, but it's not extremely cold or extremely hot, which is nice. So I think that's why it's ideal for golfers.
Yeah, for sure. I've enjoyed the golf climate here.
So, other than playing golf, what else do you like to do?
Oh, I like to hike, fish, play a little guitar. Those are just my main hobbies, I guess.
Yeah.
So
And my daughter plays guitar, so it's fun. What kind of guitar do you play?
Oh, I have an classical acoustic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm nothing great, but it's kind of like what I do in my free times. But pretty busy with just the kids and the school, and I do a little summer program over there as well. So.
Oh, do you? Okay. So how often do you get to play golf?
Well, probably once a week, maybe twice in the summer.
Okay.
I'm hoping to maybe increase that a little bit, but more so maybe just increase the quality of my practice. I'd like to practice, one night a week this year.
Okay.
And,
so you do have some time to practice.
Yeah, and I figured it's going to be probably around the greens here, since all in all, I've been hitting it okay, but like I said, I just need some help around here.
So is it mainly shots you kind of pointed out earlier before we turned the camera on that you wanted to work on some pitch shots?
Yeah, I was hitting some here. I mean, there's not a lot of elevation around this green here, but anytime I'm chipping up out of rough, it's just not working. I hit some fat, some long. I'm just not getting them up and down.
Okay.
And I don't really feel it's that too much of a function of my putter. I'm just not getting enough opportunities to make a reasonable length putt.
Okay. So how many greens do you hit on average? On an 18-hole round?
I don't know, 10, maybe a dozen.
Okay. So you've got
out at
6 to 8 opportunities for an up and down.
Yeah,
each time?
more or less.
Do you know what your up and down percentage is? Do you track it or?
Yeah,
do you have
I
an
know
idea?
it's less than half. That's for sure.
Okay, so less than 50%.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have goals? Do you have long-term goals or anything that you're trying to accomplish?
Well, yeah, my long-term goal is to get my handicap down to back to around scratch. I mean.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to think I was around the scratch back, around college. I didn't really
Just
keep a
gradually.
handicap then officially,
Yeah.
but I know I shot around par a lot, especially out here at the public courses in Albuquerque at Arroyo, where I play a lot.
Okay.
But I'd like to bring it down because I play in the men's events, and I want to play well in the club championship, which is every August. And that's just, that's kind of a long-term goal, I guess, is to play well in the club champ.
Okay.
But
how did you do this last year?
I didn't do that great.
No.
I shot probably around 78 or 80 maybe. But
Okay. And then I know Jason won it, right?
yeah, he I don't even know what he He definitely won because he let me know. I don't know what he shot though. I think it was probably around par or a couple over.
Okay, so that's probably, if he's playing, that's probably what it's going to take
Yeah.
to win it.
We hit it fairly close to the same.
Okay.
I mean,
Does he have
maybe
more
he hits
greens?
it a little better. Yeah, maybe a few more greens, but when he misses, it seems like he gets up and down every time. So,
Okay.
I mean, I know not every time, but
Okay, so you're pretty happy with the rest of your game. Your long game's good. You're hitting the driver well.
yeah.
Irons are good. Just gonna get on the green.
Yeah, out of the rough in any
Okay.
elevation, seems like.
Mainly in the rough.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're okay when you're in the short grass? It's
Yeah.
just long stuff. Okay. All right, so you said in terms of your short-term goal for here for the next 20 minutes or so, what exactly would you like to work on?
I just want to, I want to get the golf ball into a makeable range.
Okay.
Obviously, there's different.
Yeah, we've got a couple
like
of
this-
alignment sticks out here.
Yeah,
to aim
like the
for.
short hole's probably tougher for me than the longer hole where I have more green. The short one would be tough.
Because you don't have you don't have a big landing area.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would make me a little bit more nervous to probably get a little bit, I don't know, handsy or whatever I'm doing wrong. I mean, I wouldn't get as many balls on. Where I think that this is fairly basic. I should be able to get it up there to
Yeah,
5 or 6
so if you were
feet.
going to hit this shot, say if we hit 10 shots from here, how many do you think you could get up and down to that first pin?
Oh, less than half. I would guess.
Okay. So less than 50%. So if we were to improve upon that, we could get you hitting that ball closer to that pin. What would be a good goal for today's lesson?
Oh, well, I don't know. 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
Yeah.
So about 60%.
Yeah, I mean.
60 to 70 maybe?
Yeah,
Does that sound
probably.
good?
Because I'm probably not going to make every one of those. I mean, I feel like it should be fairly basic. I know it's an area of my game I've neglected, and
Okay.
yeah.
Do you have any physical limitations or anything I need to know about before we get started?
No. My wrist bothered me a bit, so I do some like just kind of natural like wrist curls and just try to warm them up mainly.
Okay.
I always start with chipping and then hitting short wedges.
Okay.
But other than that, not
But
bad.
no surgeries or anything on the wrists?
No.
Anything like that?
My lower back's a little tight,
Okay.
hamstrings. That's probably fairly common.
Okay.
So
Okay. Why don't we do a little bit of stretching together?
okay.
Do you stretch out before you?
I get the club out a little bit with my wrist here.
Okay.
And I can just feel they get tight. They're already tight even from just chipping a little bit ago.
Right.
But and
So that's one that you do quite a bit?
yeah, and I
Okay.
try to just
Okay.
take my golf grip, get
Okay.
it going.
Okay.
Nothing too much more.
Most of
I
your
mean,
focus just on the wrist when you stretch?
Yeah, I don't really have a great routine at the golf course.
Okay.
I think more, I go to the gym and do stuff there, but nothing great on the course other than slowly working into my warm-up.
Right. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. I'll show you a couple. This is real basic.
Yeah.
Okay. We just want to try to touch all the muscles. Just not as important right now for short game, but as the temperatures start to lower, right, the likelihood of injury starts to go up. So you want to make sure you're doing a little bit of something before. Do you work out?
Yeah, I go to the gym. I
Okay.
do stuff there.
Okay.
So nothing crazy.
Go ahead and just bend over. It kind of hits the low back. I usually try to hit the hip flexors a little bit. So this is a good one, just for kind of opening up the lower body.
Yeah.
Listen. Really, just to try to get the fluids moving.
Try to
get
go as
joints
high as you can go, or
high as you can go. Huh?
yeah.
Well, don't pull a muscle, but yes.
Yeah.
Just try to get full range of motion. You might notice that you're tighter on one side than the other. All right, and then I have a tendency to hold tension in my neck, and I just try to do a few kind of quick neck rolls. Okay, so before we start hitting some shots, can you tell me a little bit about how you learn? Are you more of a visual learner, or are you more of a kinesthetic feel learner? Do you just like to be told what to do? Do you you know how you learn best?
How I learn best? Well, I mean, I haven't taken a ton of lessons in my career, but I mean, I like to think that I'm a little bit of more of a field player than anything. I did take a few video lessons,
Okay.
like in indoor.
Okay.
That never seemed to click too much with me.
Okay.
Seemed
So
like
maybe
if I can
more of
feel,
a
if
feel.
I can feel the change.
Okay. So you
know?
have taken lessons, just not real recent?
Yeah,
You've
nothing
had-
recent.
Okay.
Maybe I won last summer. Well, I guess that would have already been 2 summers ago since we're in December. But yeah.
Okay. So nobody's
So
really looked
nothing.
too much.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. But if you feel it, that seems to kind of make
Yeah, I
make
just need to
sense
kind
for
of
you?
just feel a shot. You
Okay.
know, I'm not
Okay.
feeling good contact in here. So.
Okay. All right. Your golf clubs, kind of glance out of the corner of my eye, they look like they're brand new.
Yeah,
Are they
the
fit for
irons
you?
are new. I hit them a few times this year.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the irons fit for me. They're at the Tyler's demo day
Okay.
last year out here.
Okay.
So I feel like the irons are pretty good.
Okay. You're happy with them?
Yeah, I'm not. The
Okay.
wedges I just got out of the pro shop, which
Okay.
I'm.
So you haven't been fit. So you might consider going through a wedge fitting. Are you happy with them though? Are you happy with how you're? I know you're not happy with the
Well,
results,
I mean,
but
I haven't used them a ton, but
Okay.
I don't.
well, and
They
you
feel
mentioned
okay.
that you had some problems in the rough. I mean, is there a particular way that you're missing these shots?
I mean, I would just bat maybe.
Bat more than anything?
Maybe.
If you had a miss, okay. Yeah. It's always good. You know, you've got you got an F and an S grind. And you got an S grind here. So you've got a 54, a 50, and a 60. So what would you, if you're faced with this shot, what would you hit?
I tend to use the 60 everywhere, which
Okay.
might not be the best habit, but
Okay.
yeah, I'd probably.
Would you hit the 60 to the second pin also?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Just because I feel like I need help getting it up out of this rough. So.
Okay, okay. Yeah, and we might do a little experimenting today and see how some of these other clubs perform for you. I don't think 60 is a bad option for that first pin. Is that what you want to try to hit now for the first few shots?
Sure.
Okay.
You ready for me?
Yep, go right ahead. I'm just going to watch.
Guess that was it.
All right.
Like good lies or just normal lies?
I would say just normalize
Normalize.
because odds are on the golf course you're not going to draw a perfect lie, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Like the second one I hit pretty, good distance, but I'm last.
Mm-hmm.
I get one of those every once in a while.
Mm-hmm. That was good. Better.
That seems to be the one that I get a lot of. Like,
Okay.
the
Where you
roll,
kind of hit it, where you
just-
kind of hit it fat?
It just rolled on, but yeah, it was like a drop kick.
Yeah.
So like, I'm
Yeah.
not.
So just in watching you hit those couple of shots, I mean, it looks. First of all, it looked like you rushed maybe just a little bit. I don't know when you're practicing. Do you have a routine that you go through? Is there any mental thought process as far as where you're trying to land the ball? Are you just focusing on the hole?
No,
Is there an intermediate target someplace you're?
not really much. I mean, I guess vaguely I'm just trying to get it to go up. Get some height on it.
Okay. And you're struggling with getting the height.
Yeah, maybe since I'm a little antsy, I'm a little fast.
Yeah, it looks, maybe you might want to slow down just a little bit and maybe think a little bit more about where you would want the golf ball to land on the green.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I noticed is your swing looks a little bit short and cut off.
Okay.
Okay, so I think in order for you to create some more height, we're going to have to get a little bit longer and maybe a little bit softer in your hands. In other words, maybe get the club to hinge a little bit more. Okay, so it kind of looks like,
I'm gonna break my wrist a little more.
yeah, well, yeah, and if you have the right grip pressure, the club should hinge. So I don't know, you know, in thinking about your grip pressure primarily in your right hand, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how tight are you gripping that club?
I don't know, probably pretty tight. At least
Pretty
an 8. Probably at least an 8.
Okay. So you might hit a few shots here and just take your grip pressure down just a little bit and see if you can get a little bit longer. And let's just see. Let's see if we can get the ball up. I mean, the majority of your shots went to the left. You had that one that you hit pretty good, but the majority of them went left. And I really feel it's just that you were just a little bit, like I said, a little bit short, cut off in your backswing.
Short. So lighter grip pressure and then just a little longer swing.
Right. You said, whoops, was that good? Was that a good shot or not a good
Well,
shot?
I don't know. I felt like I fatted a little bit, but the club still went through the grass okay.
What have you noticed about the majority of these shots? What's happening once the ball hits the green?
They're hitting pretty soft. I think the grips pressure, I feel like I'm going to hit it way past the hole,
Okay.
taking it back that far.
Uh-huh.
But I'm guessing maybe that the softer grip pressure is keeping it being a decent distance.
Right.
Because I'm a little surprised feeling that feels like it's going to fly at least to the hole.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's helping. It should be helping the direction
that
a little
one was
bit.
really good.
Yeah, it should be helping the direction a little bit because your club face has a little bit more time to open. Okay, so when you're real short, the tendency is, right, cut the backswing off, right? The club face can be a little bit closed, right? So you take it back a little bit further, right?
Yeah, I mean, it
And
feels,
just your overall rhythm looks
Yeah.
a little bit better these
feels
last
shut.
couple.
I've been told it's shut at times, but then sometimes I start to open the face.
Okay.
And then, then I'll lose some right,
Yeah.
and I never really knew exactly how to fix that.
Yeah,
Do you
I don't-
think just get the length might help a little?
I think just the length and the grip pressure. I mean, it just looked like you were just a little bit, just tight.
Well,
You're a quick learner. Those
yeah,
are a
those
lot
do
better.
better.
Those are a lot better.
Well, it's weird. Yeah,
If you notice too, the ball, because there's less hook spin. Does that mean you just hit a little bit too hard?
yeah, and maybe I felt like I might have. I think when you're talking about the grip pressure, maybe my grip pressure isn't super heavy to start, but I noticed definitely the impact it's been tight.
You think maybe you're
Probably just
in an attempt to
is that what I
create some more speed, maybe because of the shorter,
well,
because the swing was a little bit short. Maybe you're,
yeah, I'm
grabbing
really
and-
trying to just create the height, I think. Because that last one, I could feel myself try to get it up in the air and sort of really grip the club tight.
okay. So you could tell a difference between
Yeah, I think.
kind of the longer, softer, should we say longer and softer swing?
Yeah,
Tell me what you're feeling, but that's what it looks like to me. Is that you're taking it back longer, and the club just has the appearance of maybe falling a little bit more free. Is that
Yeah.
accurate?
Yeah, no, that's feeling a little bit better.
Let's hit one to the longer flag. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna move this camera over just a touch.
Yeah, I felt myself jump at it there a little.
Okay.
So I have to trust that a little bit more.
Yep. Yeah, and you need to get maybe just a little bit longer here too.
How long am I supposed to feel?
So maybe from this distance, maybe 10 o'clock.
How does that?
You know the clock system, right?
Does that look all right there? Should I be flying it all? I mean, flying it all the way there?
Well, you just hit that one about 10 feet past the hole, didn't you?
Well, but I flew it almost all the way to
Right.
the hole.
So you've got your 60.
Yeah.
Right, so you're going to have to fly. You're going to have to fly it further than you would if you were hitting something like a 54.
Yeah. Well, what club would you use here?
I would probably use a 54 here if it was me.
Last law?
I feel like, well, you don't need to go as high here, right? Because you have some green to work with. The first shot, the first
Yeah.
pin, you don't have
I mean,
a lot of.
I know Jason's always saying stuff like that. Try to different clubs, but so I would do the same thing here. Just lighten the grip pressure, and then try to get longer.
Right. Find the spot, right? Identify where you want to land it based on that club. And that ball's going to roll out a little bit further
Yeah.
with the 54, correct?
Probably just
Yeah.
land it on like 5 or 6 feet, maybe.
Yeah, land it on 5 or 6 feet. That's good.
Forgot to take it back farther.
Okay. Here's something that might be helpful when you're practicing.
Yeah.
To think a little bit more about your drop point, where you're trying to land it. Maybe put a tee or a
tee.
towel or something down. You see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about that as an intermediate drop point.
Okay.
Okay, so we just
I like. I mean,
you flew it too far.
I'm
Right.
hitting it more solid.
Okay. No, I mean anytime you make a change, you've responded really well so far, but it's going to take a little bit of time for you to trust it. You're going to have to practice. Okay, so
That one I'd take on the course.
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. When you're a little bit,
Maybe.
landed it a little bit short of the tee and a little bit left of it, and the result was the ball was a little bit short and the ball was a little bit left, right?
Yeah.
So we know the ball, we know that the green is sloped from right to left, so you definitely have to hit it a little bit to the right of the pin and let it take the slope. Okay. Did you make it?
Oh. Well, that was nice.
That was good.
That's.
Much better.
Well, I'd like those every time, but still, I'd take 3 out of those 5 right there. I mean, we chipped a lot more over here, but this
Yeah.
hole, since I made the change,
Yeah.
I don't mind that. This club's pretty good too. This is what you would chip with? You chip with a lower lob?
I don't use my lob wedge actually, I don't even carry a lob wedge.
Yeah.
But,
I always, well, as a kid, it was fun to hit the L wedge all the time and
Yeah.
spin it, and then I just got used to chipping with it all the time.
yeah. I grew up playing at Tanawon, and all the greens are so elevated out there that that's the only shot that I had, and I went to college, and then my coach said we're going to hit some bump and run shots, and I didn't know what she was talking about. So I think when you can go low, I think you should go low. When you're forced to go high, go high. What do they say? Putt if you can putt, chip if you can chip.
Yeah.
If you can't putt, chip. If you can't chip, pitch, right? So I always feel like you have a better opportunity of getting the ball close if you go low, if you can go low. But there's some situations
Yeah, I mean,
on some golf courses where going low is not an option, right? And there's some shots you're going to have to
well,
hit
I
high.
mean, here I feel like I'd have to try to hit the L wedge low, which it just seems a little simpler right now to just feels kind of good to just hit this normal, and it's coming out at a pretty good height.
Right.
When I took
Right.
those first few swings with that L wedge, I was flying it all the way there. And,
Right.
all right, but this, I would probably still need the 60 to the first hole, still,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, I think definitely. I mean, you could hit the 54, but you'd have to open up the club face, I think,
Yeah.
right, in order to fly it on the green. I mean,
Feels a
with the
little
lob wedge,
risky.
the nice thing about it is you can fly it onto the surface, right? If you were going to hit that sand wedge, I don't know that you could hit sand wedge and still land it on the green. I think you'd have to bounce it into the fringe and then let it release. Right. So the most important thing when you're talking short game is that you pick the club that you have confidence in and you know what you're going to do. Right, you can't be standing over the shot and have any doubt, right? You need to know, you need to visualize that shot, right? You need to, in my opinion, you need to be thinking a little bit more about where you want to land the ball. And really as simple as if you just took a ball and had it in your hand and I just said, okay, we're just going to toss it there, right? What do you see, right? Do you see something like that, right? Do you see this, right? Or do you see something like that?
Yeah.
Whatever you see, then select a club to hit the shot.
Yeah, I think that helps me. I mean, it helps me feel, I think you made a good point. I'm not visualizing enough because it's been more just anxiety, like, oh, how am I going to get this up in the air?
Right.
So the visual stuff's gone, and I could see that because there's no way I would hit a ball high or fly it there with the out wedge. I definitely like something lower. I think I'm just going to take a while to trust it.
Right.
And then maybe if I do what you said, just, on the course, eventually it should come in to where I trust a lower lob.
Right. You're going to have to practice this enough
Yeah.
before it transfers onto the golf course, but it will if you put in the time.
Yeah.
Right? So when you're practicing, I think you for sure need to put an intermediate target, put something down, put a towel, put a tee, something. My recommendation would be you spend at least 75% of your time on your short game because that's where you're struggling, right? It sounds like you're happy with your long game. Just put in a little bit more time, hit lots of different shots. I wouldn't stand here and hit that whole bucket from here, right? I would hit maybe 4 or 5 to both pins from here, and then I'd select another shot to hit. I'd hit 5 from there, maybe track it. What was your goal? Your goal was to get, what we said, out of 10, more than 50%.
I mean,
so you need to be getting between 3 and 4 out of 5 as you rotate, to various locations around the screen.
Yeah, that's not a bad.
To see how you're doing, and then maybe the next practice, then you try to one up it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's how you're going to get better, right? Is practicing a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guilty of. I always just come out and bang balls, and then I might afterwards save like 3 balls and then chip them on the green and then leave.
Right.
Because I get bored chipping, but maybe now that if I go and do some challenge shots, we'll call them out of the rough. That could be fun.
Right.
I know Jason, he
he spends a lot. I see him out there all the time, just working on his short game.
That's what I want to do. One night a week is my goal this coming school year. Is when I come out, especially if I do get out.
Yeah.
Like I haven't, but I want to chip. I want to work around the greens more than just bang balls on my free time. So.
Okay, so grip pressure. Let's just recap the lesson. So grip pressure, lighter, right? You're okay. You're okay with that?
Yeah,
that
and especially at impact is where I was. I felt like sometimes trying to lift it up a bit.
Can we relate this to something so you remember? Could it be, you maybe have heard the analogy, I'm sure you have probably over the years, the pressure of holding a baby bird, right? So if you start out with that pressure, well, you don't want to kill the bird as you're coming down, right? You want to just keep that pressure constant. If you start out with light pressure, but then you re-grip it, then you're going to be in the same situation. Actually, it's going to probably be worse. If you're adding pressure coming through. So just trust it. Just relax the hands a little bit.
And then, at first he told me to hinge the club, but really just getting longer, it felt better.
If you swing the club back a little bit further, the club's going to naturally hinge. If your grip pressure's right. If you're tight, that's going to prevent the club from hinging, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's why we were hitting some shots to the left and hitting them fat, because you were trying to create so much speed with your hands. So your rhythm just looked off.
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. So soft hands, maintain the grip pressure through, and then just try to get some length.
Try to get some length. Yeah. See how long you can hit it, and how long you can swing and how short you can hit it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. See how long you can get and still.
Kind of the opposite of what I've been.
The balls should start popping up. You should be hitting the ball to the moon after a while. With as good of a player as you are, it shouldn't take long.
Yeah.
But
No,
I think I think it really just started with that grip pressure more than anything.
I like the progress we made today already.
Okay.
So.
Well, good. Well, hopefully we can do this again sometime. Maybe in a couple weeks, kind of check in, and even if it's just 10 or 15 minutes, and kind of take a look and make sure everything's.
I'd love to come out and see you again at some point. Especially this spring.
I'll send you a quick email summary. What's your email address?
It's Christian85 at gmail.com.
Okay, I'll send you. There won't be much in it because we didn't discuss a whole lot today, but it's always good to kind of go back and review your notes before you go practice.
I'd love some help. I really want to play well next August. So in that club championship, start chasing down Jason. So.
Yep. You'll. I think it's gonna be a good match.
So.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, it's a pleasure finally meeting you. Thanks again.